Okay, we'll start this and see how this goes. We should have got a Sasuke versus Itachi rematch arc in the war arc. Yeah, Sasuke versus Itachi rematch in the war arc. Either before or during the Kabuto fight, it feels like it could be building to that, especially through Sasuke saying he literally has Itachi's eyes while facing. Okay, this has nothing to do with pain, but we're just gonna do this one anyways. we might end with this instead. That's okay. Yeah. And Itachi swiping away Sasuke Susanoo. It plays into what Kabuto wanted to do anyways. It makes the cool Kabuto stuff cooler and longer, and it feels like Sasuke and Itachi could have had more to talk about, or some of their talk could have been moved to here instead. Thoughts immediately? So it felt like they were sort of leading to that regardless.
Couple of things. First off, I don't think this is making the cool Kabuto stuff cooler / longer. I think this is just taking away from Kabuto, making people care even less about Kabuto. It's not that it makes them care less about Kabuto, but it is taking away from Kabuto.
Well, to be fair, the cool Kabuto stuff was always Sasuke and Itachi anyways. Because, like you said, no one cares about Kabuto, as it is.
Except for, like, fucking me, I feel like. I'm, like, the only one.
The most boring character in the series.
I'm the only one who cares about Kabuto.
Okay, real quick. We've got over favorite character. Hank, who's your least favorite character in Naruto?
Oh, man.
Kabuto's so boring. He's an easy contender.
Basically, but least favorite. Least favorite for what reasons?
Or whatever.
I feel like it has to be Danzo.
Ooh, okay. Well,
but the problem is, so like Danzo is meant to be hateable. So does that mean like?
But he's so look, his fucking "I'm full of eyeballs" thing. It's so dumb.
Oh boy, just wait till you get to Boruto on that one. Another character just like that. Way worse.
Yeah, he's actually.
Oh yeah, I mean, but it's just like, I don't know. It's like they set him up in a position in the story where he needed to be something, and he's just like kind of nothing. As a character.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it comes down to fighting, he's just like, yeah, I stole everybody's eyeballs. I got eyeballs out the wazoo. You can like kill me and then only an eyeball closes. But that doesn't actually make me strong, so you just kill all the eyeballs. Problem solved. I don't know.
Yeah, the problem there was more of like a conditioning thing. I feel like if they like emphasize more of Sasuke's stamina problems in that fight, it could be way more interesting. I mean, it was already there, but like I feel like that was more of the focus from the beginning. Can Sasuke kill Danzo before he just runs out of steam?
I also need to give a shout out. I don't remember their names, but like in the war, there's a fight where we've got
Goku and Ginkaku. Calling it. The Gold and Silver Brothers, the guys who fight Darui.
That's probably it, because it is the two brothers. Like, it's just like
guy with the golden hair. They've got the wacky tools where you can't say your most spoken word. One of them goes version 2 Biju mode.
Who's on the
yes?
Yeah, okay.
I knew it. Everyone hates them.
Well, it's just like we've been in this fucking war. Like, it's the same problem as Kabuto's. Like, you've been in this fucking one fight for like a fucking year, and now you're adding new shit that doesn't matter. It's like just poorly positioned. It just feels like filler in the manga.
No, I got one better. You probably forgot this existed, even though you probably just read it. In the war, there's a chapter where Sakura has to defeat a fake Neji Zetsu clone.
Great. Yeah, don't remember that.
Exactly. It's the most manga filler chapter of all time.
Honestly, no. I think
I also think
Kikiku are the most filler like manga fights.
Nah, bro, that's Sakura one easily. I can't believe it's not butter. Can't believe it's not filler.
I also think like Black Zetsu, I just think is really boring as a villain type archetype. Just like when your villain is just evil, I don't like it that much. I find it kind of boring and shonen stuff.
That, because that's what Ikimaro was.
Yeah.
Whereas like Kaguya at least has stuff going on. I actually like her as a final boss.
Exactly. I feel like most of Black Zetsu just gets attributed to Kaguya anyways, whereas for Kabuto, it's almost the exact opposite problem, to where everything gets attributed from Kabuto to Orochimaru, making Orochimaru more menacing. But then Orochimaru dies and then Kabuto, it doesn't reverse. You can't unbake that cake.
No. How it is. No, I will become the snake guy now. There must always be a snake guy.
Exactly.
Dude, snake guys are cool in Naruto.
Like, if anything,
there's
I feel
a
like
line in the Conan the Barbarian movie where they're looking for this specific snake cult, or the specific snake symbol of two snakes facing each other. That's like the people that killed Conan's family. And the guy they asked, he's like, 2 or 3 years ago, they were just another snake cult. And that line is just burned into my brain whenever there's just fucking some character in the thing that just cares about snakes. They're so common. It's just such a recurring thing in media. The snake cult.
While we're talking about Kabuto and Orochimaru and snakes, we don't have to get to the specifics, but because we've done this before in the past, like ad nauseum. But would you have preferred in the war? Don't worry about how we get there for now. If it just was Orochimaru, either in addition to or instead of Kabuto, would you have preferred that?
I don't know. I don't know that it matters. I just think the problem with the war is it's just like it went on too long. Like it's just too much.
So okay, keep this in mind.
You could focus on any one element that's good or bad. It was just too long.
Yeah, so
you're just in there for too long if you were reading week to week.
The Naruto manga is 700 chapters in total. The war arc is 33% of the entire series, more or less. That is insane. That is unhinged, the length that is. What were they thinking?
Yeah. Yeah, no. It burned me out.
Exactly. Yeah. And all over the course of 3 days. You could have at least made it like a week instead if you're gonna make it that long. Like, whatever. Anyways.
Real quick. Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Okay, perfect. Okay, but back to the Sasuke Itachi rewrite. So I get what you're saying. It's taken away from Kabuto, but not necessarily. First of all, they could just have the entire fight before they get to the cave, or outside of the cave before they go in. Or they could do it inside the cave, and Kabuto just goes farther back in the cave while they fight, and then once they're done fighting, they approach Kabuto, and then it just plays out exactly as is. So you're not losing anything. There you go.
Why is Itachi fighting Sasuke?
Well, Sasuke is fighting Itachi, giving him no choice.
But Itachi's not going to fight him, though. He doesn't need to in the first place. He can just, Edo Tensei tank everything and doesn't... His Konoha Matsukami also seemingly doesn't let him do that anyway. But...
Well, his Konoha Matsukami let him slap Sasuke Susanoo away when Sasuke tried to grab him when he's running in the forest.
But he kept running. So I think at best you can have him keep running towards Kabuto.
Okay.
And fight him.
Listen, plot convenience, whatever you want to argue, Sasuke gets in front of Itachi, doesn't let him go. Why didn't the Sound 4 just keep going? Why didn't Sasuke just keep going instead of fighting Naruto to Orochimaru? There's a billion places that you could argue the same argument.
I don't think Sasuke Retrieval Squad catch the Sound 4. Shouldn't they be moving faster anyway?
Exactly. This is nonsense.
Like they
What
left
is a gonna
hours
fight?
before.
Sasuke
Like, I
was
know they
too
fought guys
heavy.
for a little bit.
So listen, don't worry
True,
about
Robo
how
slowed him
or
down.
why Sasuke and Itachi fight. Do you think they should? Just for the rematch to show
problem
Sasuke's growth, Itachi can be going all out this time, etc., etc.
Problem is, Sasuke is a character with flaws that could all be solved if Itachi and him just had a conversation. You can't let them get close to each other. Then they might just have that conversation, and then Sasuke wouldn't have his character motivations anymore.
I'll also say that
You can't let Sasuke go to therapy.
I'll also say though that in light of something you just mentioned, you don't like if you're gonna have this be the way you show Sasuke's growth, having him fight alongside Itachi at least should do the same. That's exactly what they did in the war, where you have all the ninja fighting the Tails clone side by side, and specifically Sakura fighting alongside Naruto and Sasuke. It's meant to show Sakura catching up to them. It's supposed to do anyway. So you just have Sasuke and Itachi fight side by side, looking equal. Boom, you've shown, or Sasuke better if you want. Boom, you've shown Sasuke surpassing Itachi. You don't need them to fight each other.
Well, first of all, they don't do that. Itachi's absolutely taking the league, making Sasuke look like a freaking baby.
I know. But then if you're just gonna rewrite it, you can just rewrite that aspect.
But that's not the only reason to do it for Sasuke's growth. That's just part of it. It just does do that. Like, I want them to fight. I want a rematch.
Well, no, it doesn't, though, because if you don't change the fact that Itachi just carried, then in this case, Itachi's just going to body him in the fight.
Okay, okay. Let me just keep going with what I wrote down here, and maybe you'll agree with me. Yeah, okay. So it would have been generally cool regardless, given their strength and skills and new abilities. It's a good portrayal of that as well. Let's keep that in mind. Sasuke just got his Eternal Mangekyo. Let's see what it can do. It would also be a good gauge for Sasuke's strength entering the war arc. Again, entering it, as opposed to when he's actually in it. So there you go. And again, keep in mind, Naruto and Sasuke are like sizing each other up. As soon as Sasuke gets to the battlefield, it would have been way more impactful if we have an idea of how strong Sasuke is, considering we already know how strong Naruto is. And then coming out of the 5 Kage Summon arc, especially compared to Naruto, instead of him randomly killing the OG Zetsu. Along with that, it could be a good narrative parallel to Naruto to see how they both react and handle the situation, and how Itachi responds to that difference as well, to show how they're walking different paths. Considering Naruto just fought him, let's have Sasuke fight him right after. Not only to show the different...
The problem is Naruto didn't really fight Itachi, though.
Okay, well then Sasuke doesn't have to really fight Itachi either. It's just a rematch in the same way that Naruto fought Itachi. There you go.
So he's just gonna do the fist punch for 5 seconds thing?
Is oh my god, I don't know why you're hating on this so much.
Well, I'm responding to what you say.
Well, maybe...
What we're supposed to do, right?
Okay, maybe since Sasuke has Itachi's eyes, and that was the whole point of Koto Matsukami, you just rewrite it to where Itachi uses Koto here to end the fight with Sasuke at the end of it after a cool, long fight. Somehow. He's got Edo Tensei, it recharged. You'd use that. There you go.
I just don't feel like this could matter plot-wise enough for the anime to do it justice. Like, it wouldn't get the good animation budget.
Okay. I have an easy way to convince you. It would have been animated first in Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. There you go.
Yeah, but it would have to be at the beginning of that game.
I mean, I'm okay with
where
that.
The anime still happened.
What a way to kick off the game!
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Like, the Sasuke and Itachi fight was hyped up for, like, what, 400 chapters before we finally got it. Personally, I thought the fight was a little bit lackluster. This is, like, the chance to really go all out with it.
Yeah, my thing with the fight was I actually thought it read really well week to week as as the manga was coming out, and the further we get from that, it's not as good.
Yeah.
It doesn't hold up.
Like, I just binged it
But
in the
week to
anime.
week, it was really good. I also think it's worse in the anime than it is in the manga.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, it was good, not great. But the problem is, again, this should have been like the best fight of the series, and we are comparing that to every other fight we've already got, as well as fights that we will get. It's like Naruto versus Sasuke at the end of part 1 should have been as good, if not slightly worse, than what this fight was. But no, this fight just wasn't anything too spectacular. If anything, unironically, I think people like the Sasuke versus Deidara fight, which comes right before this, more.
Everybody loves that
more
fight.
praised. It's ridiculous. But yeah.
No, like the best fight in the anime in Shippuden up to that point is Jiraiya versus Pain. But
I think it might be at
That's
that point,
me.
might be Sasori versus Sakura. I understand the whole like she was puppeted thing. Like, it was just a cool fight in general.
no, that fight rules.
Yeah.
I think the animation on Jiraiya versus Pain is better, but
Interesting. Okay. Maybe I'll have to go back to rewatch it. I don't think those first couple episodes were all that good. There's one episode that I thought was animated really good, and but it was like surrounded by like 3 or 4 like just normal-ish episodes for me. It's a lot of Jiraiya just running away for Sage Mode as well, just letting his frogs fight. But I could just be underplaying it. It might be another massive understatement, but